Who
Yeah.
is the real president-elect, do you think?
Donald Trump won, I believe.
Democratic lawmakers in Washington are calling Elon Musk President Musk now, and they're saying Donald Trump is the vice president or the head of communications for President Musk.
Wait a second. No one said that.
Really? Have you not watched and paid attention to the news?
Absolutely not. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing during my day so I can try and get a better life and get ahead.
Okay, do you have your phone with you?
I do.
Why don't you Google right now?
Yes, tell me.
President Musk and see what comes up.
No. But that's already a loaded question, you realize.
Tell me, give me the sources.
Axios, Business Insider.
Oh.
We don't trust
Keep
any
going,
of these. The
keep
common
going,
man doesn't
keep
trust
going,
any of this.
keep going.
ABC News,
Oh,
Washington
keep
Post,
going.
New York Times,
Oh, keep going.
The Atlantic.
Oh!
I don't trust any of these.
Oh!
I don't trust any of them.
Okay.
I don't trust any of these. We're the common man. We don't trust any of these. No one trusts the government. No one trusts the common news. We don't trust any of that anymore.
Well,
Independent news, we are the ones that own the news now. People trust me. They don't trust MSNBC because I care and I'm actually one of them.
Can't disagree with you.
Okay.
What's going on, guys? So as you can see, pretty much everybody and their mom is trying to weigh in, especially these radicals on the left, on the whole President Musk situation or Trump bending the knee to Elon Musk. Now, for those of us with rational minds that have sensible thoughts, this makes absolutely no sense and is totally stupid and just comes across like another left-wing legacy news media, fake news media narrative that they're desperately trying to employ to concoct some sort of story to maintain their relevance, seeing as how their ratings are plummeting. They can't keep up with some even mid-tier level podcasters. So, instead of reverting back to what gained them all the fame and all the recognition and all the notoriety and getting all the great numbers to begin with, instead of doing that, where back when they were actually doing investigative journalism and telling the truth, they want to continue to be propagandists and concoct stories. And I don't know, I guess they're trying to see if they get lucky or something. I don't exactly know what the hell they're trying to do, but it doesn't really seem as though there's a whole lot of strategy behind it in terms of surface level, in terms of anything that I can see from the forefront. Maybe they're doing something that's going to help them in the background, but it sure as hell don't look like it, seeing as how CNN in particular, which we're going to react to a CNN clip here, CNN in particular has had some of the lowest ratings that they've ever had in the history of the network since its inception. So you would think that they would step their game up, but they refuse. Donald Trump had something to say about this whole President Musk narrative and him bending the knee and all of this nonsense that they're going off about.
And no, he's not taking the presidency. I like having smart people. They're on a new kick. Russia, 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 Ukraine, 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 all the different hoaxes. And the new one is President Trump has ceded the presidency to Elon Musk. No, that's not happening. But no, he's not going to be president, that I can tell you. And I'm safe. You know why? He can't be. He wasn't born in this country. But the fake news knows that.
So for those of you guys who don't know, again, Elon Musk, born in South Africa. So I guess if we're going by the Kamala Harris logic, Elon Musk is a black man. Okay, he needs to run as the first, or I guess the second, black president of the United States. He's like, hey, I was born in Africa. Born in Africa, because every time you hear anybody talk about Kamala Harris, they want to go off about Jamaica and HBCUs because apparently these things make you black in America. Okay, now I'm obviously just kidding here. But without further ado, I want to go ahead and react to this video where Dana Trash, CNN Legacy News Network, is having effectively a debate, because these woke pundits can never just have a conversation. They have to debate and argue about every damn thing. I guess they feel like it's the only thing that gets them ratings at this point. I mean, I don't know, maybe there is something to that, seeing as how I'm doing a reaction video to that. But that aside, she's going up against this Republican congressman out of Tennessee, Bill Hagerty. Okay, now he cooks her, as you probably expected, but maybe she's used to it at this point because it seems like every conservative that talks to Dana Trash that she tries to debate ends up making her look stupid. But without further ado, let's get into it.
Final spending bill that you all approved did not have any new spending cuts. It didn't include the debt limit increase that Donald Trump was demanding. So What did he accomplish with all of this?
Well, the main thing, and I can share with you my perspective on it, Dana, is this. We have had our appropriations bills on the floor of the United States Senate since this past summer. Chuck Schumer has refused to bring them forward. This is a typical Washington process where we wind up with a work product that the American public can't possibly understand. They dumped over 1,500 pages on us. And Elon Musk, using the tool of Twitter, brought transparency to the entirety of it. The American public were shocked. We are always shocked when we see these types of monstrosities at the last minute that happen.
So I want to provide some context, and he might get to this, but I want to make sure I state this. Majority of what was covered in this 1,500 plus page bill already had separate bills. Same thing for that bipartisan border bill. Anytime they talk about some bipartisan bills, it was like 2 Republicans agreed to it out of like well over 100. But it was the same thing with the bipartisan border bill. Same thing with this bipartisan spending bill. They throw that in there as a fake term to pretend like there was a real negotiation when there wasn't. But they always have a bunch of bills that are proposed. You can draft a bill. If you take the time to do it, you can draft a bill in a day or less, in a few hours. Like you could do it with the power of AI. You could probably do it in minutes. So it's not like it took them months or years to draft these things. And what happens is they drop them and they'll pass in the House because the Republicans control the House. And then Chuck Schumer never brings them up even for a vote. Then they drop these ridiculous spending bills and inject a bunch of nonsense into them, trying to pass them. They don't pass. Republicans obviously don't do that and the Democrats don't expect them to. And then they start hooting and hollering, "No, see, the Republicans are so bad. They don't want to fund kids' cancer and give money to North Carolina, even though we spent all the money on illegal migrants. We need more money so we can spend on illegal migrants again." Like that's basically what they're doing. It's so stupid, guys. And I really feel like the Democrats are getting exposed. And the thing I don't understand is like, guys, the Democrat strategies are not working like they were before. Why are they keep continuing to try these strategies? Are they just dumb or something? Are they stupid? Are they lost? Do they not know what to do? I mean, because obviously honesty is not the answer. It seems like they just don't know what to do, I guess. Like they're never going to just play it straight. And I think that maybe they just don't know how to come up with a new strategy, or they're still trying to figure it out at this point. But the old tactics are not working.
Haven't been properly vetted, and President Trump was able to bring his weight to the table and say, "Look, this has got to stop. This has got to be skinnied down. This has got to change." My overarching goal coming into this was to make certain that the government didn't shut down, because President Trump, over the next 30 days, needs to be able to process his nominees. We need to be able to put him in place to get to work on January the 20th, because 3/4 of the American public feel that the United States is on the wrong track right now. So I appreciate the fact that Elon Musk made this transparent and that we were able to actually improve this. We didn't get everything we wanted. Certainly I didn't, but we're in a better place now because we're going to be in a position to make certain that President Trump is ready to go on day one.
Senator, on Wednesday, Trump said that any Republican, quote, stupid enough to vote for a clean continuing resolution, one without raising the debt limit, quote, should and will be primaried. But in the end, 170 House Republicans, 37 Senate Republicans, including you, did exactly that. Now, it goes without saying, Donald Trump is more popular than he's ever been.
I mean, look, I'm going to keep it a buck. Y'all might get primaried. I mean, we gonna see if it's somebody that we think is better, then you might be on a chopping block. I don't care about none of these Republicans, guys. I want to make that clear. I care about me. I care about my family. I care about a lot of you guys, the non-hating ass, loser ass people. I care about the good ones, okay? True patriots. It's really that simple. Who the hell cares about these idiots keeping their jobs? Like, get a new job. Like, these people have countless connections. Who cares? If they do good, they keep their job. If you suck and you going against Donald Trump for some stupid reason, if it's a good reason, okay. But if it's stupid reasons, you just trying to get along with the Democrats or something, nah, you fired.
And he tried to use his political capital on this, and it failed. So what does that say about his grip on your party, and more importantly, his ability to get his agenda over the line in a couple couple of weeks when he takes office.
I'm sure Mike Johnson did everything he could to try to accomplish the elimination of the debt ceiling, or at least to push it out a long way, because here's what the debt ceiling has become, Dana. It's a cudgel. It's a tool that the other side uses to extract pain. And what we're going to be dealing with is a Democrat minority that's going to use this as a means, frankly, to raise spending in order for us to increase the debt ceiling. That's precisely the opposite of what President Trump wants to do. I think what it does is it puts the onus on us very quickly to get to work on a work product that will actually cut spending at the same time it would increase the debt ceiling. That would satisfy the Republicans in the House of Representatives, as I understand it. That will be a way that we can move forward and get this addressed. But President Trump has certainly shown the light of day on the difficulties associated with this debt ceiling. But again, I want to see him in office. I want to see his cabinet members in place. That's got to happen on the 20th of January. That's the key reason that I supported getting this continuing resolution over the line.
He made a very specific threat in that quote I read to you about people who vote to fund the government without increasing the debt ceiling should be primaried. Will he follow through on that? Someone like you and all of the Republicans in the House, should they be concerned?
Well, I certainly think we have an opportunity to fix the situation, but that's going to take place in the early part of next year as we come into the reconciliation process.
So no primary challenges? You think he didn't really mean it?
I'm not saying he didn't mean it, but I see he highlighted the concern about the debt ceiling. I think everybody appreciates that right now, and I think we're going to be razor focused on addressing that. There is a means to do this during the reconciliation process, and it puts a great deal of pressure on the Republicans in the House and in the Senate to make certain that we get to work together, and I look forward to doing that. You know, the interesting thing about this entire process, though, is President Trump has been extremely involved in it, but where was President Biden? The sitting president was not engaged with us at all in this process. And as it unfolded, you know, the American public must have wondered, where is our president? Then the Wall Street Journal breaks the fact that I guess the greatest, or one of the greatest media malpractice stories of our lifetime has taken place, the cover-up of Joe Biden. I guess we understand now why he hasn't been around, but this is just amazing that the White House and the president weren't even engaged with us in this entire process.
Well, not to mention the fake news is barely even talking about it. Like all of the, I've seen the clips, guys. I haven't posted a video specifically on that subject, but I just might, because some people need to go to freaking jail over this cover up. Like, you can't endanger the nation in such an egregious way and then just pretend like it's all good because of politics. Like, no. You got a president who's damn near a vegetable. He's cognitively declined. They talk about they would cancel meetings. They would print special notes for him, give him the notes ahead of time, and he would have good days and bad days. If it's a good day, you had a meeting. If it's a bad day, let's reschedule. Like, bro, it's so ridiculous. Somebody need to be shit. Some people need to really not just get fired, because they already get fired thanks to Donald Trump coming in office, but they need to go to prison for anybody who knew about this. And if you was not a straight up whistleblower, you're just as guilty.
Well, I'm going to talk to one of President Biden's allies in a bit, and I'm guessing you would agree with one of the old political adages, which is that when your opponent is fighting amongst themselves, you get out of the way. But let's just stick with...
Did she just make an excuse? There's a government shutdown coming. The opponents are fighting against themselves. This last I checked, the Democrats and the Republicans couldn't agree on a spending bill to pass. Joe Biden's supposed to come in as president and help mediate the situation or give the American people confidence, something. But you see how she just tried to throw that in there to be a little propagandist? I never see her do that for Republicans. Let's keep going.
The whole question of Elon Musk for a minute, because you said something really interesting. You said that he allowed for transparency when he put on social media. He actually did it at 4:15 a.m. on Wednesday. And what he specifically posted was, quote, "This bill should not pass." And then, Senator, he posted 75 times over the course of that day, attacking the bill, pressuring Republicans to tank it. Donald Trump didn't weigh in publicly for more than 12 hours and only did so after it was clear Republicans were following Elon Musk's lead and turning on the bill. So did Donald Trump only pick this fight because Elon Musk backed him into a corner?
I certainly wouldn't say that, and I say thank God Elon Musk bought Twitter. because that's the only way we would even know what's in this bill. Otherwise, the conspiracy between the government and Twitter would have continued, and this would have all been covered up. But the fact is that Elon Musk exposing this meant that every one of our offices was inundated with calls from our constituents. The American public wanted to see this change. Donald Trump was speaking on behalf of the American public. Again, he's just the president-elect. The current president is AWOL, but Donald Trump stepped up and said, "Look, this is what needs to happen." And I think all of my constituents were there, or the calls at least that I got in my office. Elon Musk's transparency helped make that happen.
Why are these people so freaking upset? All the guy did is use a platform that he bought. Elon is an American citizen now. He wasn't U.S. born, but he's an American citizen. He could say whatever the hell he wants. It's freedom of speech. And if it happens to influence people, it influences people. Freedom of speech doesn't stop with influence. Well, if you start influencing people, now you're doing too much. Like, no. You could influence as much as you want. If you're rich, you could spend money on your influence. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. If your ideas are better, debate your ideas and beat them like that. But if your ideas are trash and it's propaganda, it's a bunch of nonsense, then you deserve to get your ass beat by somebody poor or rich. What's the issue? You have better ideas, freaking losers.
I think as a senator voting, I presume that you do your best to read the bills that you're voting on. I understand it was quite large at the beginning, but to say that it was only Elon Musk that made people aware of what was in it, that can't be true.
No, I'm not saying it was only Elon Musk. We're all struggling to read it, to digest an over 1,500-page bill that we're literally...
Okay, guys, look, any of you guys watching, did you know what the hell was in this bill? Because I know at least some of y'all have an X platform. Certainly there's YouTube. But how else would you know? Were they covering it on the news? Did you watch CNN and they cover what was in the bill on CNN? I highly doubt it.
Given just hours.
Not until after the controversy started. Then they might have started talking about it. I'm talking about before. Or before Elon Musk owned X. Or during all these other government shutdowns in the past. Did you know exactly what was in these bills before? No, maybe like one or two things, but you could see basically everything easily. This day and age, they put a bunch of stuff in there, including trying to make it where you couldn't prosecute the January 6th committee. I mean, this was a catch-all bill with a bunch of nonsense in it that there's no possible way that a regular person is going to be able to read, much less people in Congress, a 1,500-page bill, 1,500-plus page bill, and understand and comprehend what's in it and repropose something new. Like, that's a lot to do. And like, how much time did it give them? Like a couple days? Like, you got to be effing joking.
To comb through. I was working through it. My staff didn't sleep the night before. It's extraordinarily frustrating. But I think the added weight of the American public understanding and a simple picture that Elon Musk put forward showing the size of the stack of what we originally presented. We started out with over 1,500 pages. We got it down to 120 pages. Still, it's not what I would have liked to have seen in terms of a final work product, but it gets the president's cabinet back in place. It certainly gets much needed aid to the people of East Tennessee who've suffered dramatically from the floods that should have taken place earlier, but unfortunately it got attached to this tool. We needed to get this passed. We need to get President Trump's team in place and in office. And at the end of the day, we had a better product than we started with. And I appreciate that, and Elon Musk's role in that was significant.
So just to put a button on that, I'm sure you've seen and heard Democrats are mockingly suggesting that Elon Musk is the one calling the shots. He questioning who the president-elect really is, to the point where Donald Trump's press secretary issued a statement on Thursday saying, quote, President Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, full stop. Sure, that's not the kind of statement that he and his team really would have liked to have put out there. But do you think that was necessary?
I don't think it's necessary. Anybody that knows the two men, and I know both of them, I've been with both of them many times together. I think President Trump is clearly the leader. He's going to be the leader of the free world in 30 days. In fact, he's already the leader. If you look at what's happening with people coming to see him in Mar-a-Lago, the changes that have taken place, the European Union saying maybe they're going to go ahead now and supplant Russian LNG with U.S. LNG, the UK stepping up its defense budget in advance of President Trump coming into office. He already is the leader of the free world.
You're
and as we
comfortable.
know, Joe Biden has gone AWOL.
You're comfortable with Elon Musk's role?
And media speculation or what the Democrats might say to try to get under people's skin doesn't bother me a bit. Elon Musk is, again, the richest person in the world. He's been extraordinarily successful, building companies that are unlike any other. And I'm appreciative of the fact that President Trump has that type of talent available to advise him.
Facts.
Senator, thank you so much for being here.
Why is Dana so freaking, she's like so dusty and dry when she's talking to, like she's just straight up crass when she's talking to Republicans, and she's just so nice and sweet when she's talking to Democrats. I can't stand it. This, in my opinion, there's no attempt to be non-biased with Dana. Like, there's no attempt at all. You remember earlier when she tried to defend Sleepy Joe for not getting in the way. What the hell do you mean? You're the president. Your job is to get in the way. Your job is to lead the way. You're the president. You are the way. What do you mean you don't get in the way? I can't deal with these people, guys. Look, they're just saying and doing everything. I mean, this is all one massive cope. Like, Donald Trump's the president. They know he's the president. I mean, they probably had a freaking uptick in freaking people jumping off cliffs and, you know, taking pills and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you already seen them weirdo people shaving their head and telling people to hurt themselves and all kinds of stuff, and saying that they was going to put people in the hospital who voted for Trump, all kinds of ridiculous stuff. So clearly we know who the mentally ill ones are here. Okay. And it certainly isn't nobody on the MAGA side. This is a populist movement. It just is what it is. The better side won. The losers and liars failed, and they're going to continue to fail. And I mean, if they got people like Dana Trash on their side and Fake Tapper and Crybaby Van Jones, people like this, they don't stand a chance. Okay, you need some new blood in terms of the politicians and in the legacy news media. You got to bring in some new people, and maybe it won't feel so legacy and fake anymore. But those are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
I'm not the president. Joe Biden's the president.
But you're going to be the president.
No. I'm not the president. So when you say it's deeply divided, I agree. But Biden's the president. I'm not.